Okay, guys, quick overview on week one, project one, classic package redesign, the begin stage. Okay, so in the overview, you can read through the overview. Basically, we're asking you to redesign a package of your choice based on serious contemplation on the inadequacies of an existing package, which means you'll have to kind of research different packages. And I've got some examples for you. I've got some really good examples here, but so basically, this entails you trying to find some packaging that you find to be that you could definitely improve on. Sorry about that. And then you'll give us your ideas. So let me show you what I mean. So the first part of the project of the assignment asks you to fill out the research document, and that can be found over in the. Let's jump over here. Sorry about that. Research document is right over here in the references area. So if you open that up, you'll see there's a series of questions in there that you should answer. And I think those should be approached at the same time as your package analysis. So step one and step two should be done concurrently. And basically, step one is the research document. It's got a bunch of questions for you to ask her to consider while you're developing your repackage and your thoughts behind the repackage and where you're going to take this. Then the package analysis asks you to actually look at existing packages. And then finally, the step three asks you to draw thumbnails of your ideas. So I'm going to give you, I just want to draw your attention to the overview here in the schedule. Submit your research document. That's Wednesday by midnight. And then your thumbnails will be submitted by Sunday at midnight. Now note that this step two package analysis, there's nothing to submit here. This is basically for your own edification here so that you can get a good idea on how to approach your thumbnails. Let me show you some examples here. And please don't use these as your examples because I want to show you an example. Okay, so I'm approaching this project. I'm going to say, okay, I looked around my workstation here, and I've got this box of paper clips. And I see this box of paper clips is really flimsy. You can't stack them because, you know, as soon as you open them, the sides kind of cave in. You guys know what I'm talking about. We've all had this problem where the side collapses and all the paper clips fall out, right? So we're going to redesign the paper clip package. So we're going to study a bunch of different packages. Step two, package analysis. Examine packaging you come in contact with every day and ask yourself if any of those packages could be done better. So we found a paper clip package. We said, okay, this can definitely be done better. So how can we make this better? So looking around my office, I'm looking at a bunch of different things that I could possibly use to improve the packaging for the staples. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is come up with my ideas. I'm going to brainstorm, and then I'm going to take my ideas and I'm going to draw them out in 6 thumbnails. And we're asking you to come up with 6 thumbnails for week one by Sunday at midnight. Then next week we'll narrow that down to 3 final mock-ups. 3 final decisions. Your best 3, and then we'll take that to the final step. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so here, if we say classic package redesign, here's pack 1. Then we go to week 2, classic package redesign, continue, and then classic package redesign, final. So I'm going to jump over to week 2, this classic package redefine, continue. Let's preview that. And you can see that in this step, you're asked to make your 3 best roughs. So the first step is 6 mock-ups, then 3 roughs. 6 thumbnails of your ideas. Then we're going to take your best 3 ideas and you'll submit 3 roughs based on some of the comments that you get. Okay, so see in week 1 here you have critique for classic package redesign. So you'll take the comments from there, you'll apply them, and you'll take your 6 thumbnails and develop those into your 3 best roughs. So basically, you'll develop those into a more a complete idea, and you'll draw those out in more detail for your final 3. Then in week 3, you'll after week 2 critique, you'll narrow that down to 1 for your final presentation for the classic package redesign in week 3. So let me show you what I mean. Okay, classic package redesign. Right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, so I've got my paper clips. I need to come up with some package ideas, better package ideas, maybe using more sustainable materials, able to ship more efficiently and effectively, and also easier to use, of course. Okay, so my ideas are this, and this is what I'm going to draw. I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3. I'm going to give you 4 ideas. I'm not going to give you all 6, but this is what you would draw these ideas out in your thumbnails. Okay, so my first idea is a plastic box like this. So we would have paper clips in the plastic box, but this plastic box it's not much better. It's an idea. It's not much better because it opens and the whole thing opens up like this. So you still have these things kind of sticking together, and you still have the idea, the possibility of this spilling and paper clips going everywhere. So I would take this idea, and instead of having the whole thing open like that, I would put the hinge right here. And then just so that part opens, so you have enough room to put your finger and your thumb and your index finger in there, grab a paper clip or two, and then even if you do spill it, they're not going to spill all over because the hinge doesn't open all the way. Okay, so I would draw that out as my first example. My second example would be a sort of a box, and the paper clips are in this box. Now this box would have some sort of a magnetic strip and an opening on top. It'd have a small opening right here. Okay, and it would have a magnetic strip. So basically what you do is you would shake it like that, and the magnetic strip would catch the paper clips so that you could just grab one and use it as you need. Now this still has the problem of if it tips over, the magnet's not going to be able to catch all of the paper clips, so you're still going to have a little bit of a mess there. So that's a little bit inefficient. But again, there's another idea that you would sketch out. Third idea is a sort of a book. And this book would fold, okay? It opens up like this, and in this book, what you would have is you would have your paper clips, and you would open up the book, and one part of the book, this part of the book would be adhesive, and this part of the book would be like parchment paper or some sort of wax paper, and each of the paper clips would be adhered to the book like this, okay? And as you open up the book, peel back the parchment paper, take a paper clip, okay, and you could use it, take a couple paper clips, close it back up, and then you can just stack it somewhere, and you don't have to worry about anything spilling or anything like that. So there would be idea number 3 for your thumbnails. I've got 2 more actually. So my next idea, and so you would sketch out all of those. Here's 3 of your ideas that you would sketch out for your thumbnails. This idea entails a ribbon. So we would have this type of ribbon where we would have our paper clips, and we would somehow adhere the paper clips to the ribbon. Okay, maybe it could have an adhesive on the ribbon itself. So you have a bunch of paper clips adhered to the ribbon, and the ribbon wraps around itself. Okay, so it's self-contained. You have a bunch of paper clips. So as you need the paper clips, you would just peel the ribbon back, take a paper clip, put it back, store it, and again and again and again. So by the time you get to where this ribbon is this much, you just cut it, and then start that process over again. So it's self-contained. It's not going to be a mess. They're adhered to the ribbon, so you can store this on your desk and not have to worry about it falling over and paper clips being all over the place. Got my final idea is kind of the same as the first idea, and that's where you have a notebook, a larger notebook. In this notebook, you would have an adhesive page. You slip all your paper clips right on the adhesive page. And this is just a larger version, and you would just fold it over like this. This could go right in your file cabinet. Another idea would be to have strips. You'll open this up, and it have strips across the inside. And the paper clips, you could just take the paper clips and slip them on the strips like this. Okay, and then you'd have a bunch of strips with paper clips like that. Okay, you need a paper clip, you just take it off and use it. Now, if you drop it, the paper clips aren't going anywhere. This is stackable, so it would be great for shipping. You would be able to fit a ton of these on the same area. You would fit more on these in the same area than you could fit these, because they would fit as many paper clips in this box as you would fit in this folder, but it takes up less space. It's stackable, so it's easier for shipping, and it's more sustainable because there's less materials being used. Okay, so those would be some ideas, and those would be the thumbnails. And I just kind of want to give you an idea of the thought process and how to really approach this idea. Now, are these great ideas? I'm not pretending that these are the world's next fridge pack. I'm just saying that these are ideas. This is how you would approach this assignment in terms of saying, okay, I need to get my ideas from my head to my paper. And these are just ideas that I came up with at the top of my head, looking around at things at my desk. And that's quite often how it's done. So, all right, so think of the need, think of the solution, and give us your thumbnails. All right, great job, everybody. Thanks for listening, and I will see you in class.